I didn't translate for my neighbor anymore after she complained about how I spoke. So I live in this apartment complex where there's this older lady next door, Rosa, who moved here from El Salvador like 2 years ago. She barely spoke any English when she first got here, and I speak pretty decent Spanish because my mom's side is Mexican. So naturally, whenever she needed help with doctor appointments, bills, talking to landlords, whatever, she'd knock on my door. At first, I was totally fine with it. I mean, I get it. Moving to a new country is scary, and language barriers suck. So I'd help her out maybe once or twice a week. Doctor visits, phone calls to utilities, reading letters from the bank, basic stuff. But after about 6 months, it started getting annoying. Like she'd knock on my door at random times, I'd be eating dinner or watching TV, and there she'd be with some paper she needed me to read, or she'd drag me to the grocery store because she didn't want to use Google Translate on her phone. She said it was too confusing. The worst part was she never seemed grateful. Like, I'd spend an hour on the phone with her insurance company trying to figure out why they denied her claim, and she'd just nod and walk away. No thank you, nothing. Just expected it. Then last month, I was helping her at the pharmacy. The pharmacist was explaining how to take her new medication, and I was translating everything. But Rosa kept interrupting me, asking me to ask about side effects, interactions, when to take it with food, all these detailed questions. The pharmacist was getting impatient because there was a line behind us, so I started summarizing instead of translating word for word. I'd tell Rosa the basic info and skip the extra stuff that wasn't super important. That's when Rosa snapped at me. Right there in front of everyone, she started yelling at me in Spanish about how I wasn't translating everything properly. She said I was being lazy and that I spoke Spanish like a child and that I was probably getting things wrong. I was mortified. Everyone in the pharmacy was staring at us. The pharmacist looked annoyed. There were like 8 people in line behind us just watching this whole scene. I told Rosa in Spanish that if she didn't like how I translated, she could figure it out herself. Then I walked out and left her there. She knocked on my door that night, acting like nothing happened. Had some form from her doctor's office she needed help with. I told her through the door that I wasn't helping her anymore. She tried to guilt trip me, saying she'd helped me before too, which was total BS. The only thing she'd ever done was give me tamales once, and even then she made it seem like I owed her something. For the next week, she kept trying. She'd catch me in the hallway with papers in her hand, or knock when she saw my lights on. I ignored her every time. Then things got interesting. Apparently Rosa had been telling other neighbors that I was mean and refused to help her. But what she didn't know was that Mrs. Kim from down the hall had been in the pharmacy that day and saw the whole thing. Mrs. Kim started telling everyone what actually happened. How Rosa was rude to me after I'd been helping her for months. How she embarrassed me in public after I was doing her a favor. Pretty soon, other neighbors started coming to me with their own Rosa stories. Turns out she'd been demanding help from other people too. She'd ask Mr. Smith to drive her places and then criticize his driving. She'd have Jessica from upstairs help her with online shopping and then complain that Jessica was taking too long. Everyone thought they were the only one dealing with it, but once we all started talking, we realized Rosa had been taking advantage of basically everyone in the building who was nice enough to help her. The building manager, Dave, even said Rosa had been complaining to him about neighbors not being neighborly enough. She wanted him to make some kind of rule about helping elderly residents. Dave thought it was weird, but didn't know the full story. After Mrs. Kim told him what happened at the pharmacy, Dave had a talk with Rosa about respecting people who help her. He basically told her that being neighbors doesn't mean everyone owes you free services. Now Rosa barely makes eye contact with me.